Welcome to our Asian Star Trend channel. Today we have the following news. Hope you and your friend. The moment everything stopped, Yu Long's unspoken instinct. It was supposed to be just another take bathed in the amber light of the setting sun. The set buzzed with its usual rhythm, cameras rolling, assistants scurrying, the hum of creativity in motion. Until a sound broke through the choreography of the moment, a sharp, sudden cry that halted everything. Miemie had fallen. There was no dramatic scream, only a faint, pained gasp. She had just finished pouring her emotions into a heavy scene. A turn too fast, a misstep, and she went down. For a second, time fractured. Crew members froze mid-step. Silence spread like a ripple, and then came movement. Yu Long didn't pause. He didn't look to the director for permission. He didn't wait to see if someone else would step in. He ran. Through cables, props, and startled glances. His only focus was her. The expression on his face wasn't scripted, it was raw, real, and startlingly vulnerable. It wasn't just concern, it was the kind of fear that comes when something precious might slip through your fingers. In that unscripted moment, the cameras captured something no script could plan: real connection. Real emotion. A reminder that behind the glamour and lights are people, fragile, human, deeply intertwined. For the viewers, it wasn't just a behind-the-scenes accident. It was a revelation. That sometimes, the most powerful scenes aren't written. They're lived. And for a brief heartbeat, we all witnessed one moment. The world stood still. Yu Long's silent confession. He didn't hesitate. Yu Long nearly sprinted across the set, dropping to his knees beside Miemie as if the ground beneath him had vanished. His eyes, usually calm, unreadable, now brimmed with panic, wide with the kind of fear that strips away performance. His hand hovered near Miemie's ankle, already swelling rapidly, his fingers trembling not from uncertainty, but from a desperate need not to make things worse. Then, in a voice barely louder than a breath, he said, "Don't close your eyes, don't be afraid, I'm here." In that fragile moment, the world of fiction collapsed. There was no script, no stage directions. Yu Long wasn't acting. He wasn't delivering a line. He was simply a man exposed, vulnerable, watching someone he loved suffer and feeling powerless to stop it. Around them, the bustling set had gone eerily still. No one moved. No one spoke. Even the air seemed suspended. Crew, cast, everyone present, they weren't looking at two co-stars anymore. They were witnessing something raw, undeniable. A truth that didn't need to be spoken, and in that truth was a message. Love, in its purest form, is unguarded. It shows up in fear, in instinct, in the way someone runs to you without thinking. For viewers who later saw the footage, the moment lingered. Because some emotions can't be rehearsed. And some scenes like this one leave behind more than applause. They leave behind a feeling that stays beyond the script. A love that needed no lines. This wasn't acting, it wasn't a drama, it was real emotion. Real love. Real pain. Yu Long didn't wait for cues. No one needed to tell him what to do. The moment Miemie fell, every ounce of his usual calm vanished. The poised, calculated man so familiar to fans disappeared, replaced by someone raw, instinctive, deeply human. As the crew gently lifted Miemie and helped her into the rest van, the chaos of the set slowly resumed. But Yu Long remained by her side, silent, steady. He didn't cry. He didn't speak much. He just gave a soft smile, one that held a strange mix of sorrow and peace. Miemie's ankle was badly swollen, and the pain etched itself into every corner of his face. Still, there was light in his eyes, a quiet joy, as if the fear had given way to something stronger. Clarity. Then came the words that made even the sound crew turn away to hide their tears. He squeezed Yu Long's hand and whispered, "I know I chose the right person." It wasn't just gratitude, it was a confession, a vow, a quiet truth. "You were the best choice of my life." Moments like this don't go viral because they're traumatic. They stay with us because they're real. Love doesn't always need grand declarations or trending hashtags. Sometimes, love is simply this: the silence after a fall, the hand that never lets go, and the calm certainty that, no matter what, you chose right. The kind of love that doesn't need to be said. It was quiet, it was patient, and it revealed itself in the smallest of moments. That day, Yu Long didn't shout. He didn't perform for the camera, he simply knelt, trembling hands, soft voice, and held Miemie as if the world might fall apart without him. That alone spoke louder than any scripted line. We often chase the loud kind of love, the I love yous, the grand gestures, the public declarations, but the truest kind? It reveals itself not in celebration but in crisis. It's the instinct to run when the other falls, the way someone looks at you like nothing else matters, the silence that wraps you in certainty. Yulong may never post about him. He might never say the words out loud, but that day, everything about him screamed one truth: he is my world. No spotlight was needed. No social media post could capture it better, because when Yulong loves, he doesn't act. He becomes, and the camera, by chance, caught something rare, a man who didn't care how it looked, only that he was okay. That kind of love doesn't ask for attention. It just is. No applause. No headlines. Just two hearts that know, and that's the love worth holding on to, the kind that speaks only when it matters most. A love that speaks in silence. People often believe love must be loud, shouted through proposals, showered in flowers, sealed with grand declarations, but the most enduring kind of love is often the quietest, the kind that understands your pain before you find the words. That day, Yulong didn't cry. He didn't scream, but his eyes were red and his fingers trembled as he gently reached for Miemie, doing everything he could to stay calm. For his sake, to strangers, he seemed composed, but those who truly knew him saw what was hidden behind the stillness. He was breaking inside because someone he loved was hurting. Miemie didn't say much, either. He didn't need to. He simply held Yulong's hand. Firm. Steady. Wordless, and in that moment, his silence spoke volumes. It was a quiet response, but also the deepest kind of promise. I trust you. I feel safe in a world that often prizes noise over nuance. Yulong's love stood out. It didn't need music or monologues. It was quiet, like a whispered prayer, steady like an old film, black and white, yet full of feeling. Not every love story needs to trend. Some are made to last, not to impress, and sometimes, the most powerful I love you is simply reaching out with trembling hands, and never letting go. Yulong's silent devotion, a love that doesn't need to be said. When the heart is full, words become unnecessary. Real love doesn't always say I love you, it shows up when it matters most. We're so used to seeing love dressed in fireworks, dramatic confessions, stage kisses, extravagant vows, but what stays with us, what truly breaks through, are the moments no one planned, the ones born purely from instinct. Yulong didn't pause to check if the camera was rolling. He didn't think. He ran because someone he loved had fallen, and everything else faded. His reaction wasn't rehearsed. It was too fast. Too raw, as if his body already knew, long trained by love to answer the sound of Miemie in pain. That wasn't a performance, it was love in motion. He may not be flawless. Not a CEO. Not a prince in a scripted fairy tale, but in that moment, Yulong was the bravest and gentlest man alive. And that's why viewers cried. We say real love shows up in your most fragile moments. Yulong didn't let Miemie face even a second of it alone. His footsteps said everything. I'm here. I always will be. Miemie is lucky to be loved by someone whose eyes redden for him, who forgets the world when he's hurting, and maybe, all of us are a little like Miemie. Strong, self-reliant, but secretly hoping that, one day, someone will break through the noise, not for show, but because they can't bear to see us fall. Yulong makes us believe that kind of love still exists, quiet, honest, undeniably real. May every Miemie find their Yulong. Thank you for reading. If this moved you, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, for more stories that remind us what love truly looks like.